Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. I have an update to share about two of Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. It's time for an episode of Where Are They Now?
Matthew Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
So 57-year-old Jean Lavin and her 20-year-old daughter, Carla Krzywicki, I think is how you pronounce her last name. They're both Connecticut residents. They were seen in the Capitol together on January 6th. And Lavin was seen wearing a pink Trump beanie, and she was carrying a two-sided sign, which said Trump won on one side, and then the other side said, "Don't allow 7 states of cheaters to hijack our election." Krzywicki wasn't carrying anything, but she was also wearing a Trump beanie and also a Trump 2020 sweatshirt. And prior to entering the building, they both were seen in photos and video climbing up bike racks. You guys may remember that people had repositioned them against the building to be used as ladders. So they were both seen climbing up, trying to get to the Capitol. And Krzywicki shared photos of the two of them on the Capitol steps. She posted the photos on Facebook and she wrote, quote, "This is history. We do not go burning down your city and stealing from your business. We come for the government officials that are ruining our country. We go straight to the source. Change needs to happen. That is our house, and you work for us." So in June 15th FBI interviews, Lavin admitted that they entered the building twice, and Krzywicki told the agents that they had traveled to DC on a bus that had been organized by a group on Facebook. So Lavin and Krzywicki were each arrested on September 14th, and they were charged with the basic 4 misdemeanors: entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and parading or demonstrating in a Capitol. So they each pleaded guilty to the parading charge, of course. That was in early January. And so they were looking at a sentence of up to 6 months in jail, up to 5 years probation, and up to $5,000 in fines. But the prosecutor was only requesting 14 days in jail for Lavin and 30 days for Krzywicki. I don't know why they were asking for more time for Krzywicki, other than maybe her social media post. They did say that it seemed like it was a threat, but the defendants, of course, were asking for probation only. And they had a good attorney. You guys may remember attorney Heather Shaner. She's the attorney who has been encouraging her clients, her January 6th clients, to read and watch historical books and movies to try to broaden their understanding about bigotry and, violence in our country, our judicial system, not just our country, but elsewhere as well. And her defense for Krzywicki was that basically her mother influenced all of her decisions. So Chief U.S. District Judge Beryl Howell presided over these cases, and she took exception to the fact that Lavin took her daughter to the Capitol. She said, quote, "She used her influence as a mother to bring her co-defendant daughter into the Capitol on January 6th. However, Krzywicki's attorney told the judge that this entire event has completely transformed her. She said it has been a, quote, major maturing event and a conversion. And, quote, since January 6th, she is no longer an obedient follower. She has been reading. She has turned off Fox News. She read Just Mercy to learn about our criminal justice system." Shaner says that Krzywicki's political views are now, quote, closer to Bernie Sanders. So if that's true, I invite her to come on the show at any time. We can have an honest and compassionate discussion about what happened with her and her transformation. Anyway, her attorney went on to say, quote, "Until she came to Washington, D.C. and returned from Washington, D.C., she had walked in the shadow of her mother. She no longer does that." So Judge Howell didn't seem completely convinced. She told Krzywicki, quote, "I know you have suggested you were essentially manipulated by your mother, but from looking at these videos, it doesn't appear that you were anything but happy to be there with your mother. So it's really hard to reconcile the blaming the mother with what I'm seeing on the videos. And you were an adult during these 4 different confrontations you witnessed that day. You did nothing to disassociate yourself from your mother." However, the judge did say that she believes Lavin was more culpable than her daughter. And then Judge Howell laid into Lavin. She appeared to also take a shot at Judge Trevor McFadden, which I loved. He's the one who acquitted another defendant of all charges recently. What happened was Lavin attempted to blame the police for her crimes, as the other guy did. And so Judge Howell said she wanted to clear up any, quote, confusion about what went on with the police that day. She said, quote, the defendant's actions were unlawful no matter what she perceived the police to be doing. Federal case law makes it absolutely clear that police inaction does not somehow make unlawful conduct legal. That is not how our laws work. In this case, the police were clearly so outnumbered that they couldn't effectively control this crowd and opted not to use lethal force to effectuate that control or to maintain control. And the interactions, and I count about 4 interactions with the police this defendant had, both outside the Capitol and when she went inside, no reasonable person, after seeing those interactions with the police, could reasonably believe at all that what she was doing was lawful and that she somehow had lawful authority from police to enter and remain inside the Capitol building for 30 minutes. She ended by saying, quote, this blame the cops excuse is no excuse at all. Anyway, in the end, Lavin was sentenced to 10 days in jail. They're allowing her to serve that intermittently on the weekends. She was also given 2 months of home detention and 3 years of probation. And then she was also ordered to pay a $2,500 fine and $500 in restitution. Her daughter, Krzywicki, on the other hand, was sentenced to 90 days of home detention and 3 years of probation. And then in addition, she was ordered to pay the $500 restitution fee, and she was ordered to take part in mental health treatment. Again, do I think this is enough? No, but it's far better than what we're used to seeing. And I do hope that Krzywicki has truly had an awakening. And I love it that this judge called out McFadden because someone needs to call him out. And remember, this is the Chief Justice. So she knows what she's talking about. And he clearly doesn't. He's, as I've said so many times, he is a partisan hack and he needs to go. He needs to be removed from the bench. So anyway, guys, I'll let you know if I hear any more. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.